Get it? It's a deck hand. Because it's just a hand. Oh, Blizzard. So the biggest pain I'm kind of seeing so far with Demon Hunter is that our throw glaive is no longer capable of bleeding even with the talent, and that really sucks because that was kind of critical to getting rogues out of stealth. At this point with Spectral Sight, unless you catch them while their vanish is on cooldown, it's going to be a lot easier for rogues to get away from us once we hit them with an ability. And that kind of sucks. I'm definitely not liking that. Alright, in the first tier, Fel Mastery is gone and it's been replaced by Demonic Appetite, which has moved here from the second tier. In the second tier, Prepared is gone, and we now have Insatiable Hunger. Basically the equivalent of having the Anger of the Half-Giants. We now have access to the tank ability, Immolation Aura. In the 102 tier, we've got a redesign in Fel Barrage slightly. It still does pretty much the same thing, except your damaging abilities no longer have a chance to reset the cooldown on it, which is kind of a drag. Fel Mastery has moved here from the first tier. It now increases the damage that Fel Rush does by 110%, up from 30%. In the 102, we also have Trail of Ruin, which makes it to where Blade Dance gives us a bleed, and considering they're taking away the bleed from our glaive, that might end up being very good for us. Soul Rending got nerfed into the dirt. It now increases your leech by 10% passively and gains an additional 10% while you're in meta, down from 70%, which is a real drag, because basically when you popped Metamorphosis in Legion, you were immortal. And that felt nice. In the 106 tier, we've got Cycle of Hatred, First Blood, and Dark Slash, which means this entire tier is completely changed compared to what it used to be. Cycle of Hatred makes it to where Chaos Strike, when it refunds Fury, it also reduces the cooldown on your meta, and if I'm not mistaken, that was actually an artifact trait that they've now turned into a talent. First Blood is in this tier, and it looks like it could go nicely with a Trail of Ruin kind of build. Dark Slash is a new ability that's been introduced, which increases your Chaos Strike you deal to a target by 40%. Has a 20-second cooldown, and I could see this being very useful in arenas and such when you're trying to execute someone very quickly, but I'm not sure it'll see too much use outside of that. Fel Eruption has been reworked slightly in that it no longer doubles the damage to targets who are immune to stun. Chaos Blades has been removed, which is a real drag. I feel like that's going to have a serious impact on our AoE DPS. Chaos Cleave has been removed. Demon Reborn has been removed. Prepared has been removed. Momentum has been redesigned a little bit. You can no longer use Vengeful Retreat to proc the damage increase, and the increase has been changed from 20% to 15%. Nemesis has been moved to this tier, but otherwise that's it for the talent changes. Soul Shards now heal for 20% instead of 25%. Our Mastery got a very slight nerf, but that's not really that important.